Good morning, students. Today your section 4 will be completed. One of the chapters in the second section was left by me, and from tomorrow we will start that chapter. Today we will discuss some of the problems related to this section. So the first problem is a thin uniform circular tube of radius A contains air and rotates with angular velocity omega about an axis in its plane distant c from the center. We have to find the pressure at any point neglecting the weight of the air. If C is less than A and P dash are the greatest and least pressures, we have to prove that log of P upon P dash is equal to omega square upon 2k into A plus C whole square. Now this represents a thin circular tube. Let us take the radius of the tube, that is A. C is the center of this circular tube. Let us take this line OZ. This is the axis of rotation, which is at a distance C from the center of the tube. Let us take P is a point at a distance r from this axis. Now we can write the pressure equation to find the pressure at this point. So pressure differential equation, that is given by dP is equal to rho omega square r dr. Here the pressure P is K into rho. Now let us divide the two equations. So we get dP upon P is equal to omega square r upon K into dr. Let us integrate both sides. Integration of 1 by P is log P, and on the right side integration of r will be r square by 2. Log A we have taken as constant of integration. So from here we can find the value of P, which is given by A into e raised to the power omega square r square upon 2k. So we have obtained one of the required expressions. We were to find the pressure at any point. So this gives us the value of pressure at any point of the tube. Now to prove the second part, log of P by P dash is equal to omega square upon 2k into A plus C whole square. To prove this, let us use these two conditions which we are given. The greatest and least value of pressures we are given. Now the pressure will be least when this R will be 0. It means when R is 0, the value of pressure is least, which is given to be P dash. So we can apply this condition here, putting R is equal to 0 and P is equal to P dash. We get P dash is equal to A, and also we are given the least value of pressure is, the greatest value of pressure is P. We can see that the greatest value of pressure will be when R is equal to C plus A. So we can apply this condition. When R is equal to C plus A, the pressure is P. Applying this condition here, we get P is equal to A into e raised to the power omega square into C plus A whole square by 2k. Now the value of A is P dash, putting the value of A here. So we get P is equal to P dash into e raised to the power omega square into C plus A whole square upon 2k. Dividing both sides by P dash, and taking log on both sides. So we get log of P upon P dash is equal to omega square upon 2k into A plus C whole square. So this gives us the required result. Now, next problem is, on the assumption that the temperature of the atmosphere is constant. Temperature is constant, so you can apply Boyle's law, according to which P is equal to K into rho. P is the pressure and rho is the density. The temperature of the atmosphere is constant and is equal to 0 degrees Celsius. We have to prove that if the barometer readings at the two stations are H and H dash inches, the height of second station above the first one is 5 sigma upon 2s into log of H upon H dash to the base 10 upon log E to the base 10, and this expression for the height is in feet. Here sigma is specific gravity of mercury at 0 degrees Celsius. S is the specific gravity of air at 0 degrees Celsius when the barometer stands at 30 inches. So to find the height of second station above the first, let us take H be the required height. Now we already discussed this article, pressure in the isothermal atmosphere. So in that expression we had obtained H dash upon H is equal to E raised to the power minus Gz by K, where H dash and H were barometric heights and this Z is the difference of altitudes between the stations. Here in our present case, this Z is capital H. So using this formula, we can find H dash is equal to H into E raised to the power minus Gh by K. Because the temperature of the atmosphere is constant, so we can write P is equal to K into rho by Boyle's law. Now putting the value of P and rho. P is the pressure which is given by rho Gh. Putting the values, height is 30 inch. So to convert it into feet, we can write 30 by 12. So 30 by 12 into sigma into G is equal to K into S. S is the specific gravity of the air. From here you can find the value of K, which is given by 30 sigma G upon 12S. Now we have to find the value of capital H, which we can find from here. So from this expression we can write H upon H dash is equal to E raised to the power Gh by K. Taking log on both sides, we get Gh by K is equal to log of H by H dash. So from here we can find the value of capital H by shifting these two terms on the right side. So we get H is equal to K upon G into log of H by H dash. Here the base is E, and in our problem we are requiring the base 10. So we can convert this base by using base change formula. So this will be log of this expression upon log of the base E to the base 10. And also we can put the value of K upon G from here. K upon G will be 5 sigma upon 2s. So finally we have obtained the height of the second station above the first station. Next problem. The height of a balloon is calculated from the barometric pressure reading P by assuming that pressure of the air varies as the density. Pressure varies as density means P is equal to K into rho. It means we can say that temperature is constant because P is equal to K rho means Boyle's law. We have to show that if the pressure varies as nth power of density, in that case error will be given by this expression. It means we are to find the height of the balloon in two cases. One case when the pressure of the air varies as density, and the second case when the pressure varies as nth power of density. So the difference of the heights in the two cases, that will give us the error, which will be given by this expression. In this expression, h0 is the height of homogeneous atmosphere. P0 is the pressure at the surface of Earth, means when Z is 0. Now, first of all, let us find the height of the balloon in the first case, when the pressure of the air varies as density. Pressure varies as density means P is directly proportional to density, means P is equal to K into rho. So from here we can find the value of rho, which is given by P upon K. Substituting this value of rho in the differential equation of pressure. Differential equation of pressure is given by dP is equal to minus rho g dz. So putting the value of rho here and separating the variables and integrating, we can find log P is equal to minus gz upon K plus C. C is the constant of integration here. Now, to find the value of C, we are given the condition that on the surface of Earth, the value of pressure is P0. So applying this condition, Z is equal to 0, P is equal to P0. We get the value of C, which is log of rho naught. Also, let us find the value of G by K. To find this value, because pressure is given by the formula rho into G into H, so we can apply that formula at the point Z is equal to 0. For Z is equal to 0, the density is rho naught, the height is the height of homogeneous atmosphere, which is h0, and also because P is equal to K into rho, so P0 is equal to K into rho naught. So if we equate these two values of P0, from here we get the value of K upon G, which is h0. We can put this value and the value of C in this expression. So finally we get log of P is equal to minus Z upon h0 plus log of P0. Shifting this term to right side and minus Z upon h0 to the left side, we get Z upon h0 is equal to log of P upon P0. So from here we have obtained the value of Z, which is h0 into log of P0 upon P. So in the first case we have obtained the height of the balloon. This is the case when the pressure of the air is varying as density. We have denoted this height by Z1. In the same way you can find the value of height of the balloon for the second case. In the second case we are given that pressure varies as nth power of density, means P is equal to K into rho raised to the power n. Here K is some constant of proportionality. From here we can find the value of rho, which is given by P upon K whole raised to the power 1 by n. Substituting this value of density in the differential equation for pressure and separating the variables and integrating. Here D is the constant of integration. Now from here, to find the constant of integration D, let us apply the condition which is given to us when Z is 0, means on the surface of Earth the value of pressure is P0. So if apply this condition here, putting Z is equal to 0, this term will be 0 and P is equal to P0. So we have obtained the value of D. Now let us find the value of this term, g upon k raised to the power 1 by n. To find this value, because we are given p is equal to k into rho raised to the power n. So when p is p naught, the density is rho naught. So from here we can say that p naught is equal to k into rho naught raised to the power n. From here you can find the value of k, which is given by p naught upon rho naught raised to the power n, taking 1 by n power on both sides. So k raised to the power 1 by n is equal to p naught raised to the power 1 by n upon rho naught. Now we require this value. So we have considered a term k raised to the power 1 by n upon g. Putting the value of k raised to the power 1 upon n from here, we have substituted the value. Now this 1 by n can be written by adding and subtracting 1. So we have split it into two parts. One part is p naught and second part is p naught raised to the power 1 minus n by n. This term we have taken as it is. Now we can substitute this value from this expression, because p naught is equal to rho naught into g into h naught. So from here p naught upon rho naught into g, that will be h naught. So we have substituted the value here. So we have obtained the value of d as well as this expression. So we can substitute the value of d and this term here. So finally, putting the values, we can calculate the value of Z2 from here, which is the height of the balloon in the second case, when the pressure is varying as nth power of density. Now we have to find the difference of these two heights. So that will give us the required error. That will be Z2 minus Z1. So you can substitute the value of Z2 at Z1, which we have obtained in the two cases. So we'll get the required result. Our last problem in this chapter is a piston of weight W serves as a stopper to confine some gas within a vertical cylinder which is open at the top if h is the equilibrium height of the base above that of the cylinder, and if it is slowly displaced through a small distance x without any change in temperature, means temperature is kept constant. Show that the work done on the system is given by W x square upon 2h nearly. Now to find the work done on the system, let us take the cross-sectional area of the cylinder is A and P is the original pressure. Original pressure means pressure in the first case when the equilibrium height is h. So the weight of the piston, that will be is equal to A into P. Now when it is slowly displaced through a distance x, then the equilibrium height will become h minus x. Let us take the pressure corresponding to this height is small p. Now we have two states. In the first state, the pressure is P, capital P, and the equilibrium height is h. In the second case, when the equilibrium height is h minus x, the value of pressure is small p. And because there is no change in the temperature of the gas, it means temperature is kept constant. So you can apply Boyle's law. According to Boyle's law, if the temperature is kept constant, the product of pressure and volume for the first state and second state of the gas will be same. In the first state, pressure is P. Volume is area of cross sections of the cylinder into height. Height, when the pressure is capital P, the height is h. Area of cross section is A. So pressure P into h into A. H into A is the volume. of the gas in the first case. For the second case, pressure is small p, height is h minus x, area of cross section of the cylinder is A. A will be cancelled from both sides, so we get the value small p, which is given by h into capital P upon h minus x. Now during this displacement x, work done by the piston, work done is given by force into displacement. The force acting is the weight of the piston, which is W. So the work done will be W into x. Also the work done against the pressure in the opposite direction, that is given by integral P dV. This is an element of the volume. So by the formula for volume, this is given by A into dx, where dx is the small displacement. Putting the value P from here and integrating between the limits 0 to x, because the total displacement is x. Now integrating this term, here A into P, that is W, and that is independent of x. Integrating this expression. To integrate this expression, this can be written as the reciprocal of h minus x by h. Now we can expand this by binomial theorem and neglecting the higher powers of x by h. So we can write it as W into integration of 1 plus x upon h between the limits 0 to x. Now integration of 1, that is x, integration of x will be x square by 2. Substituting these limits here, we have obtained the work done in this case. Now the net work done, that is given by the difference of two works. This was the work when the displacement was given to be x. So subtracting these two expressions, we get the required work done, which is given by W into x square upon 2h. So this completes your section 4, and tomorrow we'll start the chapter that we had left in the second section.